Good morning, students. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Yes. So, Tejashwini, Pavitra, Sunidhi, Tamina, Smriti, Aisha, Zoya, Rakshita, all of you, good morning. How are you all? So, how were the examinations? Did you do well in exams? Anything you should do and you had doubt in biology? In the midterm exam, did you write well? Yeah. So, you did well. So I think it was only because I included very two chapters now, it was easy for me. I didn't want you to get confused between a lot of questions and a lot of chapters. Okay? So coming test and all, I'll continue with more of it. Is it fine? Done? Okay, done. Okay. So we had started with last class about the strategies. We have finished strategies, right? Strategies we are done with, and now we start with a new chapter that is microbes in human welfare. Did I tell you that? No, the other children, with 37 have come. Time is only 2 minutes left for that, right? So tell me, what are microorganisms? What do you mean by microorganisms? Any idea? What do you call microorganisms? Hi Lakshmi, how are you? Fine. Prakriti came late today. Yeah, anything which cannot be seen with the naked eye, they're called as a microorganisms. Right? So if you think they are microorganisms, what all you will study in that? Name them. Then which are the microorganisms you are going to study? You know some of the microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, virus, okay? Some of the blue-green algae. Yeah, blue-green algae. Then viroids, okay? Prions, yeah, all of them, right? So why we have to talk about the microbes in human health? So you must be knowing that we are full of microorganisms. We are surrounded by microorganisms. Where are they present? Where to find microorganisms? Lichens, Gauri, see Gauri, you have come today only. What happened to you? Gauri. See Gauri, you are not very regular. Any reason for that? Yeah, some of the protozoans also. Correct. Yes? No, ma'am, you are fine. Huh? But you are not there regularly in all the classes, no dear. I just felt that way. That's the reason I'm asking you. You are absent in some of the classes, and I was asking also others why Gauri is not coming regularly. And all. Anyway, so microorganisms are anything that can be seen through the microscope, are they very minute, which cannot be seen through the naked eyes. Now, where are you? Where you find them? Where are they present? They are found in humid places. Understand now? Humid place, human body, water, soil, humid marshy areas, everywhere they are present, right? So let us now talk about these type of microbes. How are they? Where are they located? Actually, microbes are found omnipresent. They are called omnipresent. Omnipresent ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, right? Pavitra is saying everywhere they are present. They are found in any extreme environment also. They are found in normal environment also. They are found in heat places, hot places. They are found in chill places, everywhere, right? So, you can see them everywhere, right? If they are found in the extreme environment, what do we call them? Cosmopolitan. In the sense, we call them as omnipresent. Everywhere they are present. So if they are present in extreme conditions, what do we call it? Our students or anybody can answer for this question. Bolo, tell me. Those which live in every extreme environment are called what? Archaebacteria. Okay, means these archaebacteria are the primitive bacteria actually compared to the eubacteria. So we have two types of bacteria: archaebacteria and eubacteria. Archaebacteria live in all environmental conditions. Let's say extreme environmental conditions. Normal bacteria are called as eubacteria. They're called the true bacteria. Under archaebacteria, you have got so many types, right? What are the types in archaebacteria? You have thermophilic bacteria, halogenic bacteria. You have an oxygenic bacteria, you have halophilic bacteria, thermophilic bacteria. Good. So these are all the bacteria found in extreme environment, right? Thermophilic bacteria live at very hot temperatures, like hot springs also there. Methanogenic bacteria, very good. Methanogenic bacteria, thermoacidophils, very good. So many of them you know already, right? So we are now going to talk about the normal bacteria and along with these bacteria which are called the these are the extreme environmental bacteria. So let us now talk about the bacteria and other microbes. How are they useful and how are they bad? You must be knowing that. What you are learning is microbes in human welfare. Means what are the useful bacteria we have for our life. Okay, we learn them. The unit is microbes in human welfare. So as the name indicates, we have to learn all those bacteria that are good or that are required for human life. They are studied under the heading microbes in human welfare. So we have a lot of various organisms. As I told you, we have the extreme environment bacteria. We call them as archaebacteria. These are found in all extreme environments like thermophilic bacteria, methanogenic bacteria, then anoxygenic bacteria. What is another one? Anoxygenic bacteria. Yeah, methanogens. Yeah, halophils. Those which live in extreme salt environment. Halophils. Another one is there which lives in extreme cold environment. We call it as psychrophilic bacteria. Psychrophilic bacteria. It lives almost in -20 degrees centigrade. These live more than 100 degrees centigrade. right? These live less than 20 degrees centigrade. They live in high methanogen, methane containing environment. Therefore, they all are called as a kind of extreme environmental bacteria, or called as the archaebacteria, right? Now, how are they present and what are they, how are they helping us? Some of the bacteria you already know, we learned it during human diseases, where we learned about some of the bacterial diseases, they're the harmful bacteria. But we are fully made up of microbes only. Internally, mouth, inside the alimentary canal, inside the colon, you have lots of bacteria, and all around us also there are a lot of bacteria. Although you prepare food and keep it, thinking that you are eating fresh food, it will be having already microorganisms attack. Therefore, you can't say that you are free from microbes except in those environments which are aseptic. Like I told you, whenever you go to the tissue culture environment, tissue culture labs, it should be made aseptic, means without any microorganisms there. There you use UV radiations and kill all the microbes and other things, and you are going to perform the experiments. But otherwise, microbes are everywhere in our environment. We are living with them. They are living with us. But long back, these microbes are they started used by the humans. Humans started domesticating, like how we were domesticating cows and sheep and all. Like that, so human beings started using these microorganisms long back, 2000 BC. That time only people started preparing like curds and all. They are all using microorganisms. So how are these microbes useful in human welfare? We are going to study. So first one, we will talk about the production of household things from the microorganisms, right? So what are the various household products of microbes? First, you write the introduction to this. Write the introduction. Microbes in human welfare. Microorganisms are not visible through the naked eyes. Are not visible through the naked eyes. They are bacteria, virus, viroids, fungi, protozoans, all archaebacteria, prions, etc. Prions, etc. Next, microbes are found in every environment and are said to be omnipresent. And are said to be omnipresent. Certain bacteria, namely archaebacteria, live in every extreme environmental conditions. Live in every extreme environmental conditions. They are, write their names: thermophilic bacteria, that live in high temperature, that is more than 100 degrees centigrade, and also they are found in hot springs, and also they are found in hot springs. Second one, methanogenic bacteria, they live in the environment with methane. That is normally sewage. That's normally sewage. Next one, anoxygenic bacteria, they live in environment that is free from oxygen. That is free from oxygen. Next, halophils or halophilic bacteria. Halophils or halophilic bacteria, they live in extreme salt environment. Anoxygenic bacteria, na? Okay, write down. Anoxygenic bacteria, they live in environment free from oxygen. Free from oxygen. Okay, next write. Halophils, they live in extreme salt environment. Like Dead Sea. Like Dead Sea. Next, psychrophilic bacteria. Psychrophilic bacteria, they live in extreme cold environment. That is almost less around minus 20 degrees. Minus 20 degrees. And okay, now we'll talk about the microbes in household utilization. How we use it in the household things, right? So first one is microbes in household products. So which are the products we use it, right? I told you already, long back people started using microorganisms for preparing fermented food like curds, like mostly they started using curds, and later for leather tanning and all they started using it, right? Household product mainly comes under the regular usage of what we use it in our food, right? So first one is under this, it is the production of curds, right? So curds, it is the fermented product of milk, right? You have to take the milk and put little warm milk, not too cold milk, right? I hope you know how to prepare curds. Do you know how to prepare curds, right? Because I've seen some people think that taking the milk, any type of milk, put some curds, put it in a fridge. That will not happen. Fridge is free from microorganisms. Sometimes you have seen in a freezer also microbes grow. I told you minus 20 degrees centigrade we don't have. Freezer ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಬೆಳಿಬಹುದು ನೀವು ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿರೋದು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ಸ್ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ. Because I told you they live in every environment, right? So curds ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Take the milk, light lukewarm, 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. You have to make it warm. Then add little curds, hardly one drop is enough. It is called the inoculum. Then it starts fermenting. It needs 8 hours almost for converting milk into curds. So what are the bacteria used here? First one bacteria used is lactobacillus. Okay. Another one is lactobacillus is the first bacteria. Second one is streptococcus bacteria. Both of them are utilized in this. So first one is lactobacillus, and another one is the streptococcus bacterium. Both of them are useful. Lactobacillus acidophilus and Streptococcus lacti. Streptococcus lacti is another bacteria which is used in preparation of curds, lactis. So these are the two bacteria. The first bacteria, Lactobacillus acidophilus, it helps in converting lactose, the sugar, into lactic acid. And the second bacteria, Streptococcus lactis, it helps in digesting casein, that is a milk protein. Okay, understand, both of them are doing different work. It helps in coagulation. This helps in converting it into acid. Two bacteria are used in converting milk into curds, but main one is lactobacillus only, which will give the taste of sour taste to the milk. That is the curds. It is lactobacillus lacti. And one important thing is having curds and buttermilk is always better for our body, because this bacteria milk products, which are actually the fermented products of milk, they reduce the formation of cholesterol, and also they will help in easy digestion. They will mix with the regular microorganisms present in your body and produce vitamin B complex vitamin synthesis. So having curds and buttermilk is always better, right? Moreover, it is milk. I told you always we cannot digest the milk protein, right? We already told you we cannot digest it. Adults we cannot digest because it would have renin. But partly it start digesting in this in the curds, right? So having milk products with these microbes, you should not again make them boil and all. I seen some people will take the buttermilk and boil it and drink it, nothing will happen. They'll prepare some majge, saro and all ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆ ಹುಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ. You have to have the fresh curds directly, or you make it buttermilk and have it. This is called the prebiotics. You are taking microbes directly, right? We are not making anything from that. We are directly eating microorganisms. Therefore, it is called the prebiotics, which actually helps for our digestion and our immune boosters there. So always you should have milk and milk products which are actually fermented products. It's good for health, right? So that's about the first one. Then apart from the curds, we eat second yogurts and all come under this one. The second one, what we use, it is the idli dosa batter. Idli dosa batter we prepare, na? Idli dosa. They are also products of microbes only. Some microbes and all, they are producing idli dosa batter where we use rice and urad dal. That's black gram. Black gram is also required because protein also will be digested. With it, protein also get fermented. Only rice you keep, it will not get fermented easily. You should mix with the urad dal or any other dal, right? Leaf dal, other things also you put down for dosa and all. Keep it overnight in a warm environment, right? Then it will get swollen up. It will produce carbon dioxide. Therefore, there will be fluffiness. In this, there is no carbon dioxide production. Milk, this much you put it, that much only will be the curd. There will not be holes in that. That means the end product of lactic acid fermentation is not carbon dioxide. Glucose will break down to lactic acid. That's all. Energy, 2 ATPs are produced. You already know that. It is the respiration you are studying. But in idli dosa batter, different microbes are used. They produce carbon dioxide. So the name of the microbes that are producing this dough, what is that? Idli and dosa batter. It is different from normal, they are not lactobacillus bacteria. That is, one is Leuconostoc mesenterus, Leuconostoc mesenteroides, one bacteria, and another one is Pediococcus cerevisiae. Then last one, it is Streptococcus faecalis. You can't write it here. Yeah. Streptococcus faecalis. Actually, it's a kind of fecal bacteria. So this will convert. That's why that will smell very bad. No, idli dosa batter when it is 8 to 10 hours you have to keep, not 4 hours, 5 hours. Then what happens? That the whole batter start rising because of the carbon dioxide production, which will become more. Then the bubbles are formed, right? Whenever you just pat it properly, then these bubbles will come out. But anyway, having that is better, which will give fluffiness for the idli and dosa batter. Okay, these are the major products. Other things I'll tell you later. Right, the heading. Right, heading microbes in household products. How many of you don't like curds and all? Curds, buttermilk and all. Curds and buttermilk, how many don't like? It is due to microbes we are suggested to eat idli while we have fever. Huh? Okay. Actually, Sanjay, idli microbes goskara alla. Yakandre ನಾವು idli na steam ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, microbes ಸತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ. Fermented product ಮಾತ್ರ ಉಳಿದಿರ್ತದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. I am talking probiotic ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಸಿಯಾಗಿರೋದನ್ನ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಸಂಜಯ್? Ferment ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಸುಟ್ಟಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ. Only we will be left with acids in that. Okay, fermented food you don't like, you should like it. Okay, my God. So all of you should start eating because it's the probiotic. probiotic ಇಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ immune system boost ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Now on you change. You are not in humans, right? You are human beings. Human beings must have to have all these things, right? Curds ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ? ನನಗಂತೂ curds ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ curds? I eat regular curds directly. Make ಮಾಡಿ curds ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ fresh ಆಗಿ curds ಅನ್ನು ಹಂಗಂಗೆ ತಿನ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. It is very nice, right? So many wrong things you have in your mind. Curds ಇಂದ್ರೆ ಶೀತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇನೋ ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ ಉಷ್ಣ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಆಗಲ್ಲ, right? Lot of people I see, they don't eat curds. They think only buttermilk is good, nothing like that. I see even when you go to hotels and all, you drink buttermilk, it's not good because you don't know what kind of water they used in that. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಚೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮೊಸರು ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲೇನೆ ನಂದಿನಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಮೊಸರು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತಿನ್ನಿ, ಏನಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು prepared scientifically. Okay, you should eat. Yeah, many people are eating. Yeah, ma'am, I love curds. Gauri is saying. Now Namrata is saying you like. Okay, Shweta is saying you like. Very good. You should like it. See, now on you just change your mentality. You should start liking which is good for health. You start hating those which are not good for health. Then only you will grow healthy. Right? In Hatsarti, you think that I don't like, and you start not liking it. Right? So always think that I like. You start liking them. Then only you will start, your body also will listen to you. So your mind is so strong, 10 times, 20 times you say that I like, you start liking it. Right? So therefore train your mind, train your brain that you like this. It is good for health, so I like it. Okay? That's the reason. That's the only way where you can grow healthy. Right? Most of the times you say my childhood I don't like and all. It's not a hereditary character, right? So all these things can be changed at any moment. Okay, so you can change your ideas about food and start having milk, curds, not milk products. Actually, milk protein namely digest agala adults ali. We need to eat the fermented food, that is by the bacteria. Which are the bacteria I told you which produce milk into curds? Let me see. Milk into curds ನೋಡೋಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಲೇ. ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Name the bacteria that produce milk into curds. Lactobacillus acidophilus. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು. Another one. Enough lactobacillus. Another one. Streptococcus what? Streptococcus. ಅದೇ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿ correct. Lactase correct. Streptococcus lacti or lactase. Good. Okay. Right on then. Good. And what about the dosa, idli batter? What are the microbes? Anybody remembers that? If you have book with you, you will type very easily. Otherwise, also those who remember also can type. How was idli dosa batter prepared? Which are the microbes used? Bacteria used in that? Streptococcus faecalis. What cerevisiae? Leuconostoc mesenteroides. Good. Second one, Pediococcus. Yeah, Pediococcus cerevisiae. Good. Okay. So let me put it for the board. Start writing. Yeast ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? Yeast ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಕೆಲವರು. Yeast ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಯಾರಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲಿಕ್ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ yeast ಅನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಇದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವೇನೋ ಹಾಕೋದ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ತನ್ನಿಂತಾನೆ ಬಂದು ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಫರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಬ್ರೆಡ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೆಡ್, ಇದು ವೀಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ವೀಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟರ್ ದಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಂಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆನೆ ರುಬ್ಬಾಕಿದ್ಯಾ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ನ ಲ್ಯೂಕ್ ವಾರ್ಮ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತರವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ 4 ಅವರ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಹುಳಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ there is no acid production, ethanol is produced. ethanol ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡೈಆಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಊದ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ ಹಿಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹುಳಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಿಟ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ರೈಟ್. ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮನೇಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. were used by humans as early as 5000 BC. As early as 5000 BC for making curds, bread, wine, etc. For making curds, bread, wine, etc. There is a close relationship of man and microbes. Close relationship of man and microbes. Almost from the beginning of human civilization. Almost from the beginning of human civilization. Next, some of the household products produced from microbial activity are as given below. First one, curds. It is the fermented pasteurized milk that develops soreness. It is a fermented pasteurized milk that develops soreness. Soreness by the activity of certain microbes full stop. For curd production, Prabha, I want me to repeat that. I said curds and it's a fermented pasteurized milk with soreness. Soreness andre pudi. Soreness due to activity of certain microbes. Certain microbes. Okay. Curds is produced by introducing The inoculum, inoculum the INO, inoculum, inoculum. The bracket previous curds, inoculum the previous curds, previous curds. That ferments the milk at temperature, that ferments the milk at temperature 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. And the bacteria involved in it are, and the bacteria involved in it are, first one, Lactobacillus lactis, Lactobacillus lactis. Second one, Lactobacillus acidophilus. I have not written it. Lactobacillus acidophilus. ACIDOPHILUS. Lactobacillus acidophilus. Acidophilus and Streptococcus lactis. I repeat, where the activity of bacteria, write three bacteria. One is Lactobacillus lactis. Second is Lactobacillus acidophilus, ACIDOPHILUS, acidophilus. There are three bacteria, I told you. Among these three strains, the Lactobacillus strains help in. So we can't prepare, ma'am. We can you lemon juice for curdling milk. So Gauri, lemon juice ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಪುಟ್ಟ? ಬರೀ ನಿಂಗೆ ಸಿಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಲು ಒಡೆದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಹಾಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಗೆ ಲೆಮನ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫರ್ಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. ಪನೀರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಯೂಸ್ ಲೆಮನ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಾಟೇಜ್ ಚೀಸ್. ಅದ್ರ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಸರ್ಗ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲೆಮನ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಹುಳಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಚೀಸ್ ಹುಳಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಲೆಮನ್ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಸಿಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್. ಸಿಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? The first two bacteria help in converting milk, sugar, lactose into lactic acid. The first two andre lactobacillus help in converting lactose milk into lactic acid, milk, sugar, lactose into lactic acid, and Streptococcus is involved in partially digesting milk protein casein. Partial digestion of casein, the milk protein. Okay, if they ask you, you should write this much depth. Simply don't write lactobacillus is used in conversion of milk into milk protein. Okay, then okay, next, right? This conversion happens by the formation of lactic acid and coagulation of casein. Coagulation of casein. K-A-S-E-I-N, spelling naneta patini. K-A-S-E-I-N. So many times I write it wrong. Casein. Okay. Next, idli dosa batter. Idli dosa batter. This is also practiced since very long. In this, various types of microorganisms are used. Next, for making dosa idli batter, rice is mixed with black gram, so in this various microorganisms are used. I am repeating, various microorganisms are used. Next one, in making dosa idli batter, rice is mixed with black gram, and grinded and kept overnight. Grinded and kept overnight. For 10 to 12 hours. For 10 to 12 hours. To 12 hours. The dough will rise in size because of fermentation and production of carbon dioxide. Fermentation and because of carbon dioxide. The microbes used in this fermentation are, write the three, Leuconostoc mesenteroides. Spelling gottagidre keli. Leuconostoc mesenteroides. Next one, Pediococcus cerevisiae. Third one, Streptococcus faecalis. FAE baridi. FEL, FAE. Faecalis. What to repeat, Shweta? I didn't get you. Which one you want me to repeat? The dough will rise in size because of the production of carbon dioxide before that. I am repeating. I think that is the one which you wanted me to repeat. Then, okay. Okay, so next one I'll give you preparation of bread dough, wheat dough. All these in detail you should write, okay? Preparation of wheat dough. For this they use yeast, right? So for bread wheat dough, I think you know how to write this dough spelling. Dough is this. Some of them, they don't know spelling. Subhash Katyal is there. Subhash Katyal, are you there? I am not hearing his voice only. Shweta must be knowing. He is from your section. Subhash Katyal, he need to know the spellings properly, right? So in wheat dough preparation, what they do is they take the wheat flour or maida flour. Maida flour they take it because to make it very soft. Wheat flour also can prepare. Take the wheat flour, take the yeast. Yeast is named as Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is called yeast. It's a fungus, right? Wheat granules, yeast granules are available in the market. You have to take it, put in a small bowl of lukewarm water, add them, mix them. This is activating the yeast. Simply you cannot directly put it there, they will not get activated. So they will dissolve and they start get activated because they want light lukewarm water. They get activated, mix with the wheat dough thoroughly. Wheat dough and mix with water and other things. If you want, you can put little sugar also. Then keep it for long hours in a warm environment. Warm environment, little temperature, not on the tawa you have to put it, but to keep it in a little warm environment, right? Hot, tumba hot alla. It mele this glucose, this one, what is that? Streptococcus, this Saccharomyces cerevisiae, it acts on C6H12O6 present in the starch, because starch will come, the wheat is converted, no? This will act on the starch by the yeast and converting into carbon dioxide plus C2H5OH, ethanol plus energy, is ethyl alcohol, right? So therefore, if suppose I kept this much of wheat, after some time it will become so big, number of holes in this. This is because this got the rising of wheat flour, wheat dough. It will become so big, spongy, because as the carbon dioxide is produced, it will come out in the holes. Therefore, it gets swollen up, right? Therefore, then you will get the fermented one. Later, while baking, if you bake it, these all will die. The microbes will die, right? Then you can use it. While baking, you are going to kill them, right? Therefore, it also can be used as a byproduct of fermentation. So all the fermented foods are useful because they improve your digestion capacity and also bone strength. People who are having very weak bones and all, they can use the bread and bread products or bakery products are good, right? But what happens is nowadays in bakery products, a lot of butter, cheese and all they put it, due to which our cholesterol will rise. But otherwise, bakery products are good. If you don't have acidity problem, you can have it very nicely. Okay. Write down wheat dough or bread or bakery products. It is one of the popular food in most of the countries. For this, wheat flour is mixed with activated yeast. Activated yeast is in the bracket, right? Or put a dash, right? Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. And dough is prepared along with water and placed in slightly lukewarm environment. What to repeat? I don't understand. Kushal, what you want me to repeat? I said wheat flour is mixed with activated yeast. Activated yeast. And its dough is prepared using water. I am repeating. Using water. And the dough is kept in warm environment for 7 to 8 hours. For 7 to 8 hours. After fermentation, wheat dough rises in volume. Wheat dough rises in volume due to the release of carbon dioxide. Release of carbon dioxide The byproduct of alcoholic fermentation. The byproduct of alcoholic fermentation. I too, Kushal repeated. Hey, Subhash Katyal is not there, huh? Subhash? Ah, idaralla. Present, ma'am. From that time I'm asking you, you are not answering me. See the spelling of dough. For you only I'm saying this. See the spelling properly. Because you make a lot of mistakes in writing spellings. You try to change it. Ma'am, spelling you said no, ma'am. That you repeat. Okay. Which spelling, dear? Prakriti, what spelling? Got it? Okay. Live. Okay. See, one more thing is there, which they use as a household product. In villages, they use it. It is called as toddy. Toddy andre gotta toddy andre ಈಚಲ್ ಮರದಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ತರ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೇನ್ toddy ಇಂದ ಜಾಗರಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಜಾಗರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಬೆಲ್ಲ. ಬೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮನೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ. ಆ toddy ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈಚಲ್ ಮರ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರ್ತಾರೆ. ಫೀನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಲಿಫೆರಾ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಆ toddy palm ಇಂದನು they prepare toddy. Toddy is a villagers drink. Toddy. Okay, so toddy is prepared from the toddy palm and coconut also, right? Coconut also they will do it, or wild toddy, that also they will use it, right? So actually toddy is a kind of drink. When it is drunk before fermentation, it is good in nutrition, nutritious drink, right? It is used, suppose idu nam palm tree idre, palm tree andre nama coconut tree idre ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಾರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಾರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಾರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಬರೋದು ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಕೋಕೋನಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್. ಕೊಕಾಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಸಿಫೆರಾ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೊಕಾಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಸಿಫೆರಾ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್, or they use it from the regular wild toddy palm ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ರ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್. ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾನೆ, ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಖರ್ಜೂರ್ ಗಿಡ. ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಇದ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್ is the English name. So biologically we call it as Phoenix sylvestris. Phoenix sylvestris. Phoenix dactylifera ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್. ಇದು ಈಚಲ್ ಮರ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಹಿಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೇನ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ ದಪ್ಪ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿರ್ತದೆ ಎಲೆಗಳು. ಈಚಲ್ ಮರ ಯಾರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ನೋಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲಾರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ತವೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಳು ತರ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಇವು. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಈಚಲ್ ಮರ. ಈಚಲ್ ಮರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. They will cut it here and put one small pot. ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಪಾಟ್ ಅನ್ನು. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಇದನ್ನ ಈಚಲ್ ಮರ ಅಂತ ಡ್ರಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಕುಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ನೀರ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. ಬಟ್ ಫರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹೆಲ್ತ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಯು ಗಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ma'am? That will produce some wine. Yes, sharabu ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸರಾಯಿ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದದು. ಓಕೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಗಿಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಈಚಲ್ ಮರ. how many of you have seen that toddy palm plant? ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ toddy palm plant? you have seen. Deepika is saying, Sumeda is saying, Harshita, I have seen. Where you have seen, people? Tell me where it is grown. Where have you seen Lavanya, Srigauri? Srigauri ನೋಡಿರಬಹುದು ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅದು. ಶ್ರೀಗೌರಿ ನಲ್ವಡ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ ಇನ್ ಗದರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಆನ್ ದ ವೇನಲ್ಲೇ ಇದಾವ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ. ಚಂದ್ರಿಕಾ ವೇರ್ ಯು ಸೀನ್ ಅವನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಮ್ ಟ್ರೀಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರ ನೀವು. ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ವೇರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದೇ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೀರಾ. ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಯು ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಈವನ್ ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡು ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀರ್ ಗೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಗೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆರೆ ಅಂತ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಗ್ರಾಮಾಂತರ ಅದು. I don't know, Deepika. Is it a village side of Bangalore? Maybe you will get it. Yeah, you get it actually. Okay, good Sanjana. In Tamil Nadu, yeah, it is seen. Yeah, Sanjana is right. In Bannerghatta, okay, you will see it. Okay, Vellore. Okay, good. It is right. It is there, and they will. Though local people will drink that, it's a very happy thing for them to drink, right? But anyway, very early morning if you drink, it is good. Afterwards, it becomes very sour and too difficult to drink, and it is pakka alcohol. Therefore, you should not actually drink it. Write down toddy. It's a traditional drink. It's a traditional drink produced by some villagers in southern parts of India. In southern parts of India. It is produced from different types of plants. Different types of palm plants. First one, from coconut plant, in the bracket Cocos nucifera, from coconut plant Cocos nucifera. A type of sap, sap andre SAP, sap. A type of sap is extracted from type of sap obtained from unopened spadix inflorescence. Unopened spadix inflorescence of coconut. Spadix inflorescence of coconut. I repeat, a type of sap is extracted from the unopened spadix inflorescence. I am repeating, unopened spadix inflorescence. I have to know all these. Unopened spadix inflorescence. Same inflorescence ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದು unopened, open ಆಗಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ. Unopened spadix inflorescence unopened spadix inflorescence. Got it? Anish, artha aita? Anish Janmari ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ Anish ಗೌಡ good boy ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ very nice unopened SPADEX in Florida today only I can see him reacting where were you all these days you never used to react to Anish good all members are there 100 members are there today very good don't go before I finish okay all of you nowadays you people all 100 number is with me okay next one right another plant called wild toddy palm or wild date palm botanically called Phoenix sylvestris see ಎಲ್ಲ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿರೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತಲೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ over toddy palm Phoenix sylvestris also produce a type of sap from the stem cuttings it is also healthy and nutritious in bracket right neera kannadadalli neera antare NEERA 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 here repeat ಮಾಡಬೇಕಮ್ಮ Lakshmi it forms a healthy and nutritious drink the bracket right neera NEERA if consumed early in morning repeated Lakshmi excuse me next this drink when heated it produces a kind of jaggery this drink when heated produce a kind of jaggery and it's called palm sugar palm sugar brother see one more thing they prepare actually tofu and all you say no that's also fermented product from the soya bean so from soya bean also they produce so that's the last one you will have to write The fermented product from soya bean called as temph cadele. Write down last one. The fermented food from soya bean is called, first wait, called temph cadele. ಸ್ಟಾಡಿ ಪಾಮ್ನಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಬ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಹಳ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಸಾಕ್ರೋಮೈಸಿಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಏನೇ ಟೆಂಪ್ ಕ್ಯಾಡಲೆ ಬರೆದ್ರಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫರ್ಮೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಫುಡ್. ಅಯ್ಯ ಗೌರಿ ಏನಮ್ಮ, I said the fermented product obtained from soya bean is called temph cadele. ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಮತ್ತೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಟೆಂಪೆ ಕ್ಯಾಡಲೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೋದು, ಟೆಂಪ್ ಕ್ಯಾಡಲೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೋದು. Then advantages of using fermented food. Write down. Write down the microorganisms that help in fermentation are consumed alive. Are consumed alive. ಅಂತ ಬದುಕಿರೋವಾಗಲೇ ಕುಡಿತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. Alive in curds and buttermilk. In curds and buttermilk. And they're called probiotics. ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ವಾ ಆಗಲೇ ನಾನು, probiotics ಅಂದ್ರೆ life directly taken. Probiotics. Probiotics. Very important is probiotics. Probiotics. They are going to live in our digestive system. They are going to live ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬದುಕೊಂತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. Live in our digestive system. Next point. These help in easy digestion of food. Easy digestion of food. Next, lactobacillus bacteria enhances the immune system. Enhances the immune system. And it also prevents disorders. It also prevents the disorders of intestine. Of intestine. And reduce diarrhea caused by virus. Diarrhea. Spelling what? Diarrhea. So I am writing the spelling because you should not go wrong. Diarrhea caused by virus. Next, the consumption of dairy products and bakery products dairy products bakery alla dairy products reduces the blood cholesterol level. Blood cholesterol level. Thereby avoiding coronary arterial blockages. Coronary artery blockages. Coronary artery blockages. It also reduces the blood pressure. Blood pressure. And improves the gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract. Next, it improves bone density. By absorbing calcium and magnesium from the intestine. It also improves the bone density by absorbing calcium and magnesium from the intestine. Next, it also helps improving liver condition, liver condition if it is destroyed by alcohol consumption. Alcohol consumption. Done? Okay. Now let's talk about next one, about the cheese. So cheese also is a household product. So many people like cheese a lot. I see a lot of people, kids and all, they like only cheese, right? Cheese. So cheese is again produced as a milk product only by using various strains of microbes. Either it's a bacteria or it may be a fungus also, right? Cheese will have change in texture, its color and its smell and its taste, right? So there are various types of cheese that are different in their color, texture, taste and smell. So many types of cheese are there, right? So some of the cheese which are commonly used we have here in our own place, but there are some cheese which are very famous. One of them is Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese is famous for its large holes produced in this. Large holes in the cheese means, suppose this is the cheese, you will get big holes like this in this. These are the large holes. This is produced because of the type of microorganism called Propionibacterium shermani. That's the name of the bacteria. Propionibacterium shermani. That's the name of the bacteria that produces the large whole cheese, which is called as the Swiss cheese, right? Actually, that is produced here only, but actually it started in Switzerland, right? So I don't know how many people like cheese. I don't know. I never liked cheese. I see a lot of people like it. Only when I went to Switzerland and all, this is very famous. Even in Italy, they produce beautiful, what do you call, cheese pizzas and all, right? As there was nothing available than that, I could eat it. You can very clearly see if they open it like this, they'll have big holes. They'll show what cheese they are producing and they're using for that, and it was very tasty there. I don't know, here I never eat cheese because the cheese is somewhat, when they heat it, becomes some kind of slimy thing. Many children like it. I see a lot of children always like cheese bread, cheese, cheese, hotel cheese, this is Swiss cheese, very famous for this. That is because of the larger holes and different smell. Then another one available is the Roquefort cheese, which is very famous actually. The first one. Second is called the Roquefort cheese. Okay. So Roquefort cheese is famous because it is produced from the sheep milk. It is not a regular milk, sheep milk, and the microbe used in this is a kind of Penicillium roqueforti. The name of microorganism is Penicillium roqueforti. Okay, that's a fungi used for this. So this is a kind of greenish cheese, slight green it will be. Greenish and full green color, like greenish yellow, greenish cheese. It's also very famous because it has a different smell and taste, right? Different fungus, it's a Penicillium roqueforti, right? These two are important for your in examination. Okay, write down cheese. Many like it. How many will like it? Cheese. How many will like it? Okay, write down. It is a partially degraded concentrated milk fat. You love it, huh? But it is Jyotsna. You love it, but I don't like it. You love it. Amina also will love it. Okay. Many children will like you people. Not only you people, small babies and all, but actually elderly people also eat a lot of cheese. Okay. Eat pizza once in a year, that's all. Then how you eat cheese, Sanjana? Directly in the food you will eat. Anyway, okay, if you are eating, who will stop you? You can eat it. But the thing is, that will have more than the rice and sambar, nothing will taste me good. Okay, cheese is a partially degraded concentrated milk fat. Write down. Partially digested concentrated milk fat and casein. And casein. Casein is a protein. Produced by the activity of microorganisms. I repeat, first let me finish. Produced by the activity of microorganisms. I repeat, cheese is a partially degraded, concentrated milk fat and casein produced by the activity of microorganisms. By the activity of microorganisms. There are a lot of varieties of cheese. Lot of varieties of cheese that are produced by selected microorganisms. Lot of varieties of cheese that are produced by selected varieties of microorganisms that differ in color, texture, taste, and smell. Time आयता 11 o'clock मुगितो 11:30 का ना क्लास मुगियला. Time is 11 or 11:30? I forgot 11 only, huh? Okay, fine, then let me stop. Next class and cheese help to remaining part of it. Okay, see you then. So enjoy the day. Okay, have a nice day. See you. Bye. Bye bye. Thank you.